Nobody else has done a video about this mod. It's called Transport Rings, and it's brilliant. So what I've done here, this is another mod where I've got a warehouse. This just counts as a chest. I've built it. If you go and research, let's have a look. Transport Rings. Yeah, here it is. No, it's not there. Oh, look, there it is. Teleportation. So you do space science and you do circuit network, and then once those two conditions are met, you can do this. And as you can see, it takes red, green, blue, purple, yellow, and white science. And then once you've got that, you've got it done. And then this one comes later. Advanced teleportation rings. They can go on to space platforms. It says Mark II is not yet implemented, so you can actually just build that on the space platform. Anyway, so you build your space platform. I've got one. Oh, it doesn't matter. I've got a whole bunch of machines, and they make all my different things over here, as you can see. And then you place it. So you just sort of go. I think it's this one, transport ring platform, like that. You build it there. Now, unfortunately, the ghost image doesn't show up quite well, but we wait a while, and there should be a construction robot come over soon. I've named it that, you see. Because wow, you'll see why I've named it that in a bit. So yeah, robot came over, it put it. Now it needs power, so you give it some power like so, and we'll just wait in a bit. This is a battery, like an accumulator. So there's the power. It goes in, and you see transport ring platform. There it goes. It's charging up, and then when it's charged up, it's ready for work. Now you can name this whatever. So like Roboport, radar, and train station names, they all come up. They come with a name automatically, so you can actually just name anything. I'll name it Tutorial. Actually, this would be a good idea. Now we'll do the first one, for example. So here's our buffer chest, and pretend that is a buffer chest because it's a big version of that. And it's currently on, I call it rare trees because Novice has got a lot of trees in it. So if I click on teleport, I just realised if I mute the desktop volume, then you won't hear that repeating in the microphone. So there's an example. It's teleporting, it's gone over there, and if I click on this control thing, if I click and say I want you to go there, and it does it again, and there they are. The two teleporters activate simultaneously, and if we look there, we can see that transporter rings, they're now charging up again. But I mean, it's all well and good, moving it from one space to another. It's more useful when you teleport it to another planet. So let's click on this one, right? And establishing connection, and then it's over here. Yeah, here it is. I find it easier just to put like a thing on the map just to remind me of where it is. So now it's on Volcanus, and let's say I want to build. There you go, you see the construction robots, they've gone to that buffer chest, and so that refined concrete that was made in Nulvis has now come all the way. Now you can do it again. You can do it using a freighter, and it will eventually get there. But how long would this freighter, with its 5 engines, take to get there? So let's just say go to Nulvis, and it will get there eventually, but as you can see, it takes a while. So it's great. Once you've established on the planet, use it. Now, this is all well and good if you're doing one thing, but as you can see, it's manual, and Factorio is all about automation. Now, a good friend of mine has made a blueprint that works with this, and there'll be a link in the description to the Factorio bin so you can use it yourself. They've told me that they're actually going to improve the blueprint because at the moment you have to twiddle a lot of things with it. But I think this is quite good because it will show you for yourself. So, as an example, do I have water here? Yeah, look, there's water. I am going to use this blueprint. So where is it? It's one of these. Bear with me. I'm not editing any of this, so you can see it for yourself. Now, what was it called? Did I put it here? Ah, here it is. Simple teleport. There we go. So if I click it there, for example, and we call the item that we want. This is a problem. And this is why this blueprint is getting worked on, but it's beyond my ken. I can't do that. So what we'll do is we'll go to unsorted. We'll say parameter 0. And we'll call the ID of this one. Now, I've called that 106 and 105. Well, if I call this one 51, and the destination ID will say 52. There we go. And there's no reason why I've called it those things. Now, in this blueprint, there's a requester chest, and there's this mod which has these loaders. These loaders work a lot like an inserter arm, but they're just a lot more efficient. So it's not essential. Again, modify this blueprint to suit your feet. So I'm going to remove this because this blueprint doesn't need it. Now, I'm going to put a train on there. So it's just going to have a standard locomotive, like so. And then I'm going to have a fluid wagon Mark IV. Again, another mod. So just bear in mind, if I had a fluid wagon Mark I, the storage volume is 50,000. This storage volume, 250,000. So it's 5 times better than that. Right, we'll have we'll copy and paste this over here. So there's our pumping station, like so. And we want water, don't we? So let's go and connect the water up. I'll pause this whilst I build all this stuff. Okay, so it's nearly ready and it's just placed in. So now, as you can see, it's all powered up and the pumps are pumping, and this will eventually fill up with 250,000 units of water. So, do you see that cable, that red wire, connects to this first combinator? So let's click on that. And do you remember when we chose parameter 0? Well, we're going to manually change that to water, like so, there. And this constant number is going to be 250 for 000. Again, adjust it to suit the size of your fluid wagon or storage wagon. My one holds 250,000. That's why water, when water equals 250,000, that's going to send a signal over to here, and it will say to this teleporter ring, go to the teleporter ring with the ID of 55. I believe that's what I called it. Yeah, and this teleporter, this works much better with material, so I'm going to do another one with material, but just for the moment, let's do water, because I think it's funny that I'm going to transport water to Novice. Now, you can do that using a freighter. You have to put the water into barrels, and then you have to send it up to the ship, and then you send it down to the planet's surface, and then you have your assembling machines unloading water barrels, and then you've got empty barrels, which, well, on Vulcanus it's easy enough. You just chuck them into the lava, and that's how to recycle them. So, most of this is ready, but we haven't built the one on Vulcanus. So if we go Vulcanus, now let's see. Where's a good place for water? If I was water, where would I be? Well, I'd probably want it somewhere near the production of petrochemicals. Here's an example. This could do with some water. It's all out of water, so this isn't working. If we go and plonk down the same blueprint, so we'll do that one there, like so, and I think I chose 55 and 51. We'll have to double check. I don't actually remember what I did. So we'll do the same procedure, but just in reverse. So here ID is going to be 51. Destination ID is going to be, is it 52? Well, we'll see. This bit can be deleted because we're not dealing with a solid substance, we're dealing with a fluid. There we go. And then that's all placed in there like so. We'll put in a substation to power it all, like so. And I'll use a substation because, as you can see, it distributes power in a wide area. So, right, that's all powered on, and as you can see, transport ring platform's just taken some power. Now, if I go back to Novice, let's have a look at this one. The ID of this is 51. The ID of that is 51. That's going to be that's not going to work. So if I go here, here it is. Yes. How do I rename that? Oh, it's just called ID 51. Let's have a look at this one. But now, this is where it makes a good sense to remember. You are ID 51, so that's the novice one. And you should go to 52. Right, so on this, we're going to delete all of that, and we're going to do it again. And it needs to be called 52. And it goes back to 51. So where is it again? It's called Simple Teleporter. There it is. I'm going to change the icon on that, actually. Let's do that now, because that icon is confusing. Can I I can't edit it. No, never mind. We'll just have to accept it. That's all it is. So if I just go there like so. So item, and we'll just do that because it don't work. The here ID is 52 and the destination ID is 51. Like so. We'll get rid of this bit. Now, if we go here, this should be water, because in this example we're using water. This number should equal 0, like so. And now I believe it's ready to go. So we'll enable the train limit. We'll enable a train limit of 1. And likewise, if I go here and enable a train limit, make it 1, like so. And this, add station, teleporter, make it automatic, and let's see if it's working. So that's full. There it goes. It's activated the train, and we'll go to Volcanus. Here it is. Yep, it's just come onto Volcanus. Now, let's go ahead and build a pumping station, like so. Yeah. And that needs to have access to the water, so just pop you in there like that. And come on, come on. It's... Have I done this right? Well, I don't know why my pumps aren't working, because if I go here, for example, these ones work. Why is that not working? And that's complaining, saying it can't get to the teleport. Is that right? Because this teleporter is not named the correct thing. So if we name this correctly, like so, and then apply change, and now there it is. So now it's come to the station. So it doesn't have to be called teleporter square brackets and then an icon for what it is it's transporting. You can call it whatever. But the important thing is this must have the same name both at the destination and the departure station. They've got to be named the same thing. But there we go. We can see the water's quite happily watering away. Can I put some storage tanks in it? Is that going to help? I'm just going to do some of this. They only hold 25,000 each. I mean, I'd need to have, let's see, 50, 100. So I'd need to have, like, that's 200,000. So this holds as much as one of those. But there you go. I mean, it's working. And eventually this will go back. So let's watch it together. There we go. We can see the numbers going down. And number's gone down. It's satisfied the conditions. The condition being here, this equals 0. Activate the teleporter. And it's gone back to Novice. Great. So let's try this with a solid substance. What I could do with on Volcanus is coal. And what I've got in abundance here on Novice is coal. So let's go ahead and build coal. Have I got any coal patches available? Let's have a look on the map. Oh, I've just spotted one. I was going to type in coal like this. You see, oh, coal like that, and then you go, yeah, you see, occupied, that's occupied, that's occupied, but that one's not occupied. So yeah, we got some coal over here. So I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to build a patch there, and I'll come back to you when it's ready to go. Right, and we're back. So what I've done is I've brought in a belt of coal, which as you can see is going here, and got a pylon in the way, so do some underground belts there. Now, let's have the simple teleporter. So probably somewhere here like so. Doesn't really matter, does it? I could put it over here. I won't put it there. Well, why not? Put it over here. Yeah? So I'll do that. And we'll say the item in this one is going to be coal, like so. And now, we'll have it called this ID 10 and the destination ID 11. Again, as long as the numbers aren't being used anywhere else and they're unique, this should work, he says, hopefully. So we'll get that all done, and then you see we've got to have the here comes the construction bots. They're coming over from there. So let me think. I'm going to have a warehouse instead of this requested chest. But you see the requested chest is requesting coal, so that's fine. It will work. But I am going to adapt the site. So I have a locomotive, but I'll have to wait for the rest of the rail to be built. And I'm also going to need a substation to power it all. So we'll do that. Substation that powers it all, like so. Plonk. Plop that down. There we go. Right, so we'll have locomotive in there, like so. And we'll have a big cargo wagon. Again, you got your cargo wagon, storage size of 40. I don't know what that corresponds to, actually. My one's got a storage size of 320. Ah. So do you see that, right? This automatically is calculated for a Mark IV. Well, 320 and that one's 40. That's 40, 80, 160. Hang on. 40, 80, so that's 2. 160 is 4. So 320 is 8. So what you do there, I suppose, is just go, well, what's 1/8 of 16k? That's 2,000. Is that all it can hold, really? But maybe it is. So let's copy that. Oh, no, I can't put it there, you see, because that's in the way. So we'll do it like this. Ah. That's going to break. So I'm going to show you something which is not ideal, and you can adapt it for your playstyle. If you don't use loaders, you're not obliged to. I just find them quite nice, so I do. So anyway, we'll do all that. Now let's make sure all this is correct. So just build all this. And I think this is a good example, because I noticed a lot of people, when they make a mod spotlight video, they edit it and you don't really get to see the building process. But I think the building process is interesting, so I do it. Anyway, we'll delete one of those. Let's go and put one in Volcanus. So where would be a good place for coal? I mean, here somewhere maybe? There? Probably somewhere around here. Let's put it here, for example. So here's the simple teleporter, and item is coal. Here ID is 11. And destination ID is 10. I think that's right. Let's have a look at this. What's your ID? It's 10. Yes. So that's working. Or will work. I'm very optimistic that this will work. So I'll do that like so. And again, this has got a requested chest. Doesn't matter. Don't need it. But what we'll do is this bit in reverse. So I'll take that and then sort of got a bit free there. 1, 2. Right, so got this right. 1, 2. Yep. I'll do that like so. Delete this bit because it's not needed. And let's observe this. So it's filling up as we can see. Now I got a feeling because this is where the rings are, these will get damaged or destroyed when the teleport happens. So let's watch it and find out. And in which case, it may just say, oh yeah, for the load you'll have to delete those bits. Now I have seen this work where a train just goes to the teleporter after it's done, so you don't need to do it this way. But we'll see. I'm curious to see if this will work. If it doesn't, then we know, oh yeah, well, we know, won't do that in the future. Anyway, that's all correct. Ah. Right, so we tell teleporter, yes, an automatic. Like so. And then, doesn't matter that there's no fuel in it. So it's gone through and, oh look, these loaders, they're okay. And it's come back immediately. So let's go here, and we say we want this to be 0. Because what it's doing is it's looking at that and it's gone like, oh, well, you're already 16,000. So now it's here. It should stay here until... Oh dear. This is... It's gone wrong, hasn't it? Oh. How do I stop this? Right. So it was having a little bit of a spaz out, wasn't it? So this says when it's 16,000, go. And that's fine. You know what? I think... Whoops. Yeah, that's just filled up again. Let me pause it there and let's consult with the expert. Okay, so I'm back now. And I don't know how I fixed it, because you saw me change this to 0 and it was still spazzing between them. And now it's working, so... Ah, no, that's wrong. So let's make this work. So I'm rotating it. And is that... I can't see if that's working. I'm going to assume it's working. Can't see anything because of that in the way, but let's just assume it works. Because look, I mean, that warehouse is filling up with coal. Brilliant. So it should do that, and just wait for this to count down. Let's count down, and there we go. So now it should send a command to teleport again. It's on automatic. Yep, there goes the command. It's teleported. And it's back in novice. And there we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Right. So there you go. It's the mod. It's called Teleport Rings. I'll put a link to it in the description. And it's brilliant. You can use it to teleport stuff from space platforms, which opens up a whole realm of possibilities, especially if you're dealing with, say, for example, biter eggs to make your Prometheum science pack, or just anything really. Maybe you want a train full of water so you can have your nuclear powered station and you don't have to worry about harvesting ice asteroids. Maybe you've got like a calcite sweeper, and you want the calcite to come very quickly to a planet where it's not at, so you could just very quickly have the teleport activate. I don't know if it's possible to automate this with chests instead of trains, but I think it's one of those things of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this is the mod, link in the description, and what was that other thing I was going to send a link to? So one was to be, oh yeah, and also to this blueprint, which it's, I mean, it's working. And oh look, I think it's actually teleported a bit of the Volcanus. Yes, it's teleported that cliff here to Nova. Yeah, this is another thing, right? You know what? Can I show you another bit of this, right? So you can actually do some proper good cheats with this. Where's a patch of acid here on oh well, look, we've got a patch of acid over here, but that's far away. Have I got a closer by patch of acid? Let's do this. So acid. Oh, acid. I'm getting used to my new keyboard. The layout's a bit different. So oh well, look, that's not too far, but that's going to take a while to get to. So let me pause the video and I'll come back when it's ready. Right, and we're back now. So I've put a little buffer chest here, and that's going to help me move this stuff around, because otherwise I have to wait for ages for, like, it has to come all the way from the base, and as you can see, they're not the fastest things in the world. So if I click on this, and now I named it teleport acid vent here. So let's click on teleport, and I've turned my sound back on, by the way, so if there's an echo, that's why. What was that? So if I go to Novice, and if I go to there, hey, what's that I see? If I delete all of this, let's have a look. So we'll delete all of that stuff. Sulfuric acid geyser. And if I go production, it's a pump, isn't it? Pump, pump, pump. If I was a pump, I would look like that. And look, there's a pump jack. That's not crude oil, that's sulfuric acid. So, there's the sulfuric acid, and there's that. And then, oh, here's where the sulfuric acid goes. So, you know, this is brilliant. I mean, it's easy enough to make sulfuric acid. I mean, that's not a big deal. But let's say, for example, you're on Aquilo, and you wanted to get, oh, what's it called? You wanted to get the lithium brine deposits, but you didn't want to deal with all the extra infrastructure, which I know some people don't like. I mean, I find it quite a fun challenge, using the heating pipes and all that. And plus it gives me an excuse, because let's face it, you get to Aquilo and you've probably just got like a station just full of nuclear power. It's like, well, what do I do with all this stuff? The answer is you take it to Aquilo to heat things up. But if you wanted to, you could be like that, and you could just go, yep, teleport that over there, please. And, oh, see that? Sulfuric acid. Yeah. So I think I've probably explained enough about how this mod works. And I think I've made a very good explanation as to how to use it and how you can automate logistics from one planet to another using an alternative to the spaceships. And hey, you know, also I've got to say, right, where is it? Listen to it. Gotta love that Stargate sound effect. So, buddy, this is the mod, and I think it's brilliant, and I hope I've demonstrated to you why I think it's so great. Thank you very much for watching, and go give it a try.